133 babies every single year here in the UK sadly are unalived in bed sharing conditions, with the majority of them happening in unsafe situations. This video will outline all the ways and improve the safety of bed sharing with your baby. And absolutely, if we live in the perfect world where we have the perfect baby born, where they will sleep in their own separate sleep space, absolutely that is the safest place for baby to go, following the Lullaby Trust Safer Sleep guidance. But around 9 in 10 parents will end up bed sharing with their baby in that first year of life. Accidental bed sharing on a sofa increases the chance of death by 50 times. Babies are not in a good position, they don't manage to maintain their airway, they can fall on the floor, or they end up suffocated between the pillows. And this is where a large proportion of bed sharing deaths actually happen, is on a sofa or a chair. A firm flat mattress in a double bed reduces the risks of bed sharing and alivements. In an ideal world, this mattress would be on the floor, it would be a floor bed. That would reduce the chance of my baby rolling off in this case. As you can see, I've moved my pillow. So pillows have been moved out of the way. I've actually turned this at an angle so that if my baby were to wriggle up, it wouldn't become a suffocation risk. I'm in a C shape, a cuddle C, where it makes it really hard for me to be able to overlay my baby. So I'm in almost like a recovery position. My arms out here, my knees are up here. I also haven't got any duvets, so there should be no duvets when you are bed sharing with your baby. The reason being, that becomes a suffocation risk. And again, there have been lots of case reports across the world where babies have been entrapped within duvets. They are really thick, particularly adult duvets, so they're a big no-go. Babies should have no additional blankets, no loose covers. They tend to be quite warm anyway next to adult body heat as it is. When setting yourself up for co-sleeping, babies should be flat on their back. And you may have already noticed, but my baby is between me and the end of the bed. My baby is not in between me and a partner. And if a baby's in between two adults, that's two chances of a parent, whichever one that might be, of overlaying and accidentally rolling onto their baby. And that increases the risks, which is why babies should always be between the mum and the end of the bed. Also think about where the bed is in relation to the rest of the room, making sure that there's no radiators. There's nothing that could prove a suffocation or strangulation risk as well. Parents should also avoid things like bed rails, but they become an entrapment risk for babies as well, which is where floor beds can become really useful when bed sharing with babies. There should be no smoking, no alcohol in the parent or caregiver's system as well when bed sharing, because again that increases the chance of bed sharing and alivements. Smoking should be avoided both in pregnancy and the postnatal period. Smoking during pregnancy alone increases the chance of sudden infant death syndrome by 5 times, and it has been linked to increasing bed sharing deaths in the postnatal period, but it's difficult to differentiate whether that would have been SIDS or whether that was due to the bed sharing. It's recommended that parents who smoke should not bed share with their babies. Babies who are born less than 37 weeks gestation or weighing less than 2.5 kilograms at birth also have a higher chance of bed sharing and alivements and are recommended not to bed share at any stage in that postnatal period. Babies should also never be left unattended in a bed without the caregiver there. And the final thing to think about is no pets or other children in the bed either, to reduce the chance of bed sharing and alivements. Pets are particularly drawn to warmth, and sometimes they will make their way into Moses baskets and cots as well. Really important that you try and keep your pets away, so keeping them out at night so that way they don't become a risk factor for a bed sharing and alivement.